City of mine, how I love the city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine, how I
Yeah. Okay, gang. So wait, we don't need this. So what I did was to say screw it. I plugged this in because believe it or not, the Rodecaster Pro is still installing. Now this is doing weird stuff to my video, but we're not going to worry about it. We're not going to worry about it. Life happens. We're just going to put this guy right here, and hopefully you guys can hear. Thank you to India for reminding me that you can just always plug in the video mic NTG, which was sitting right here on the desk. Like, let me, you're going to hear mic handling while I plug in this headphone so I can hear. And hopefully the audio is fine. We will find out the hard way. Oi, oi, hey girl. Wow, that sounds creepy. Anyway, let's see. I will look at these lines over here. It looks like it's okay, but I don't know. Y'all gonna have to be the one for telling me that's we. Okay, cool. Anyway, so believe it or not, oh, that's hot. Wow, that's hot. Okay, it's hot to me. Let's turn on the pad. Is that better? Can you guys still hear? Did my pad work? Wow, I padded it a lot. Let's try this pad. Wow, that pad's a lot of pad. All right, we'll just stick to the middle pad. Nope, that's wrong. How is this one? Nope. And we'll go back to that. That sounds better. Okay, I think we got it. Let's do a little roll off over here. Oh, what a nice mic. What a nice mic for the kids. All right, we're just going to assume that's good. Assuming that you guys can hear me fine, but yeah. All right, good. David says loud and clear. Let the bass come out so clear, please. All right, yeah. So just plug the little headphone in the side here, and we're gonna call it today. Sorry about this, people. I don't know why. I was like, oh yeah, man, it's gonna open really fast. This Rodecaster is gonna update. It's gonna be quick, and then I will be able to do the do. And no, it did not do the do at all. It was super stupid. It was stupid on levels of stupid that should not even be discussed. Never do that ever again. And what's funny is now inside the mod lounge, until the Rodecaster wakes up, I can't even hear Paul and India over here. But maybe they'll come out of my Mac Mini, in which case maybe I'll still hear them if they say something. Because yeah, it's kind of good. India said peaking a little bit, but I think I adjusted it. I hope we're good. Anyway, if not, I'll just talk quieter. I'll just put. Hey, I heard India just say something right now coming out of the mini. So yeah, I can hear my moderators in the mini. Cool, we're in there. All right, gang. So today is a question and answer type day. And yeah, everything is going crazy. Even the camera is doing something weird, which it never does. But I blame the Elgato HD60X. You know what it is. But what I have, the answers to your question doesn't really matter now, does it? So if you have some questions, throw them in. We're doing a general Q&A today. I will give you a couple of updates, what's going on in the world. So I had the opportunity right after talking to you guys on Saturday to do a live remote from the beach, and it was pretty dope. It was actually pretty dope. So I took the mini and my portable display, which I have right here, which is actually, I didn't plug it back in yet. And so I'm having to do this today stream off of a single monitor. Of course, you know that drives me batty. But the reason why I didn't plug it back in yet is because I'm doing another remote tomorrow. So I just got to put it back out. But I got my portable display here. It is a 15-inch UPerfect 4K. It's pretty radical. I actually love this thing because it is that thick, iPad level thick, about iPad level heavy. It has a VESA 75 on the back. See that? VESA 75 right there on the back. So what I do is put in a VESA mount type hooligan thing and connect it to the table, sometimes connected to a smart arm, throw it up on the tripod, whatever like that. And that allows me to have my screen. So I got my mini. We're running off of a Honda 2000i, which is a quiet, really quiet generator. I'm not going to tell you to go out and buy a $2,000 generator because you can rent them in pretty much everywhere. But the Honda generators are dope because they're just basically silent. But even with that, to make sure there's no noise, I just used a 25-foot extension cable, put the Honda behind the tree, ran the cable across the grass, plugged it in. The mini's connected, screen's connected. We're pulling the mics directly off of the two FX3s. We had two FX3s as the master cameras and used a Netgear Nighthawk 5G for the internet. Backed it up with Speedify to the phone. Didn't have a single internet drop, which was absolutely incredible. And yeah, boom. It was absolutely incredible. So the funny thing, not hilarious, but the peculiar situation is, right after doing that stream, of course, one of my buddies was watching the stream, and then he hit me up yesterday to say that the funeral home was having some problems getting their live together tomorrow for his grandmother's funeral. So he asked if I could come in and do it, kind of pull the save the day. And yeah, super simple. The best part about this mobile setup, everything fits in a single Pelican case with wheels. And it's a small, it's actually a porter brace. If you saw Tom's video, you've seen the case. It's only a case is only about yo big. I think the Pelican terminology is a 1510, with wheels. But yeah, everything fits in that, and you're good to go. Well, everything except the generator. Anyway, so let's dive into this question right here. Let me put Chrome. You need to disappear for a second. Beat it, squirrel. And then we're going to come over here, and then we're going to get our Q in the colon. I saw a question. Da, 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 da. Okay. Man. Oh, you know what, Doc? Go in the search box and do it that way. There we go. JFK Productions says, which would be better, a Sony ZV-1 or E10 to my computer? They're exactly the same. Coming to the computer, they're exactly the same. And I mean, unless ports are a problem, or unless, just getting a capture card is a problem, just forget the USB. Go straight into a capture card. I would go on the record to say it is better to buy a $20 capture card from, Delgado Industries than to use the USB. Yeah, I believe that 100%. And it'd be real funny. 8 o'clock in the morning, I'd just be like, take it to the head real quick. No, the main reason why, and sometimes my India A6 capture works, sometimes it doesn't with this particular setup. But let's see. I'm in Ventura, so it does do that sometimes. All right, let's see. Does Ecamm catch it today? No. It's something weird about Ventura not liking the NDI. But what I was going to show you is over here, I actually have, oh, you know what? I don't have to use NDI. I could just use Mac OS now. Take that, player. You can just use Mac OS. Come over here, video effects off. And let's see, cam link. Nope. Oh, I'd have to plug it in. My mic is in that hole right now. Anyway, so basically the reason why I like to use leave the USB port open on the smaller Sony cameras is because on Sony cameras, this is an A7 IV, but on Sony cameras, the USB can be used to power the camera. So if you are using it to send the stream, then you are also working off of your battery. And a Sony camera will run off of the USB for days. If I plug any of my Sony cameras to this battery right here, this is a standard NPF 970. If I plug my camera to this using this blind spot coming out of the USB directly into the camera, this thing will run that camera for like 7-8 hours on that single battery. Okay, so if you go through the capture card, you leave the USB port open for what Sony calls USB power, it's a better look. And even though I don't like the coloration on a lot of these, I won't call them knockoffs, they're just, different brand devices. Yeah, I would say get a $20 capture card. I could pull the Amazon link, but I'm working off of a single monitor, so that might take me a second. But just trust me, you can find them for stupid cheap. Remind me to fix my light so that my autofocus stops tripping. All right, cool. Let's go to the next question. Move out of the way, Chrome. Let me just minimize you because you're in my way. All right, so Modern Day Tech said, the other day you showed us how to play background music in Ecamm. When I play a sound effects, it stops. Is there, yes, your sound effects and, wait, no, you can play a song and still play a sound effect. Hold on, let me double check.
Estoy loco por tocarte.
Damn, son.
Pero no me atrevo
Damn, son.
a textearte.
Damn, son. Damn,
Tú
son.
solo bailas.
Yeah, it works. I don't know what you did. Hold on, let me show you what I just did, just so you know it's crazy. All right, so I clicked on the song. Here's the song.
Estoy loco por
And then I
tocarte. Pero no me atrevo.
Okay, that's different.
Estoy loco
Damn,
por
son. Damn, son.
tocarte.
Damn, son.
Pero
Damn,
no
son.
me atrevo.
Yeah, so they can play on top of each other. Your other sound effect somehow is thinking that it's a song. I'm not sure, but anyway, just play your music app, right? So if I open up Apple Music, right, and then I play this song, you'll notice it's coming down here under System Audio. Right? And then my sound effects,
Estoy loco
separate.
por.
They have no connection to each other.
Damn, son.
Booyaka. Bazinga.
Fatality.
So play it through Apple Music or Spotify or whatever, right? So I put my Epidemics, and you can see these are all Epidemics. I put my Epidemic sounds directly into my Apple Music player, so you can just build a list in Apple Music or Spotify or whatever you use. You can build a playlist in there with all the music that you want to play. That's completely unaffected by sound effects, right? Because then it's just an app playing music through app. So, but in theory, your music shouldn't stop when you play another one, especially if you add it to a scene. Right? If you take the song and you right click here and you add it to a scene, and let me see, do I have a folder on this one? Can you add an entire folder? Yes, you can add a folder to a scene, but then if you change scenes, that goes away. Never mind. Skip that concept. Forget that concept. I'm out. Yeah, you can play it from any app in the world. Most of the people that I know just open up Epidemic Sounds and play it directly from the browser. They legit just play it from the browser and then turn the volume down in the browser, and then it has no effect on it whatsoever. So that's how. Boom. All right. Let me get to the next one. Dragon, I am using a Rode VideoMic NTG believe it or not, my Rodecaster still says installing 104. So now I'm under the impression that it failed during the install, in which case, not good, not cute. I don't know why Paul types one word, music and sound effects, into the Discord, because that's not a sentence. Anyway, all right, so I do have experience with the A10 Mini, 180%, not a fan, but Tom Buck loves his minis. He has about 6 videos on his channel. I would tell you to, take a look at it. I'm just not a fan. It's kind of, I can explain 100% why I'm not a fan, because Ecamm is an amazing camera switcher. When you go to the A10 Mini, you have one source. The A10 is the camera. So now you lose the ability to camera switch from Ecamm. You have to camera switch from pressing the A10. Tom loves that. I don't. Second thing I don't like, and is a deal breaker for me automatically, the A10, all versions are 1080. There's no way in hockey sticks I want to be doing, let me come out of demo mode. There's no way in hockey sticks I want to be doing 1080 in 2022. Like, I can't do it. I just literally can't do it. And I just had this conversation with an Ecamm member the other day about how come when she goes to repurpose her clips, when she crops them in to frame it how she needs it for IG Reels or for TikTok, why the quality is so bad. I'm like, well, what are you streaming at? Oh, 720, sometimes 1080. You don't get the crop too much. You get about a 0.3 to 0.6 crop, depending on your subject matter, at 1080 before it starts to fall apart. At 4K, I'm basically running almost 4 1080s. So I can zoom up to 200% without losing anything. So A10 Mini for me is a 100% deal breaker because it only does 4K. They are capped at 540 and 720 respectively over USB. So just don't do it. Like, friends don't let friends drive drunk. I don't let my friends connect over USB. Actually, it doesn't matter. Even if you connect it at 720 and you have the computing power to do so, Ecamm will scale it to whatever you're sending out. So yes, a lot of people like to complain about the USB only bringing in, say, 720 or 1080, but Ecamm is going to scale it anyway. If the picture is good and the lighting is good, the scaling won't be too bad because it's a computational scale. It's an interpolated scale. That's a little bit different from zooming in. So yeah, it doesn't really affect much. I don't have a price, and I am forced to do it every once in a while, and I freaking hate it. Absolutely hate it, because then I can't repurpose that. Let me see. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I would say if you're interested in the A10 Mini, Aaron and Tom have fantastic videos about it. And I can see where it comes in handy. I totally get it. Me personally, I have a thing. Like, I am not a fan of doing things at 1080. Todd got jokes. When's the best time to download updates? Not right before you get started. Oh, bruh, that's funny. Let's see. Did I miss this question? Mr. David said, I'm getting ready to put out some music for streams on the 30th. Can you talk about metadata and how important it is for creators? I'm going to do something stupid right now. I'm going to restart this. I am pretty, on it about my metadata because of a couple things. Number one, it helps you find stuff that you're looking for multiple years later. When you go to find it, you can actually find it, right? So if you're not lazy about metadata on your files in the first place, whether you're a creator or not, even if you're just at home collecting jazz music, what the heck kind of ting ting was that? Oh, that's the camera. Even if you're just at home collecting jazz music by MP3s, you should fill out your metadata. When you do your, Gretchen is here, she's a photographer, she can tell you, when you do your images, any decent Lightroom person will tell you, do your metadata and keyword stuff while you're culling and never worry about it again. So it's important, it's extremely important. The other thing it does, as these crumbs move around about the internet, they're leaving a Google trace right back to you. So if you want to be found as a creator to expand your growth and expand your market, you'll take the seconds to do the metadata. If you don't want to be found, then don't do it. And then don't complain to nobody why nobody's listening to your kit. I'm just saying. If you go to search for a song right now, if the metadata has been properly metadated, it will be found relatively easy. And I just heard a sizzle from a peak. I wonder if you guys heard that too. All right, let's check. I'm checking. Sorry, gang. Oh, man, it's fun to do stuff when you're doing it like with. Let me explain this again. Sometimes limitations can bring out. Sometimes limitations can bring out creativity. Rich is making fun of my fancy Italian water. This is another reason why, because if you had this on the green screen, I'd just be holding the label and the cap. Anyway, so huh? What? Paul, what did you say? All right, I don't know. Paul said something. And now, oh, well, I guess that means my Rodecaster's working now. So let me mute this guy. Boom. Rodecaster is working. Okay, let me turn this down and then put my headphones back where my headphones go. All right, so Dragon, I am no longer using the Rode NTG, but it is there for a backup. And had I not been messing up my studio, it would have already been plugged in as a backup, which is why I was sitting here on the desk. Okay, we're back to real life now. Is this real life? Okay, let me just check if I can mute my moderators. Okay, Paul, say something now. I don't hear my moderators talking to me. Oh well. Oh well, said the blind man. That's okay. They don't have nothing important to say anyway. At least not Paul. Don't be confused. Diana, if Diana said it, that is the answer. It is 100% capped over USB. But nobody in my community cares because I don't let anybody in my community connect via USB. So it's irrelevant. So, yeah. There you go. That's Keely said what I said. All right. Let me scroll through these comments real quick. What's up? Sean made it. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, thank you, India. I'm glad you brought this up. While I'm looking for more comments, I can talk about this. One thing that's really good about going in 4K is that a lot of people are watching you from a TV now. And if they're watching you from a TV, you will definitely look better if you're coming out of your stream in 4K because it's a lot bigger. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely works out. I have my MV7 plugged into my RCP as well via USB. So at the moment, I could switch them. Yeah, that's right. That's kind of cool. But the only thing is when you have it plugged in, to the Rodecaster Pro, the effects side of it can't work. I'm combining hardware A10 Mini Pro with Ecamm live switching in 4K. But the A10 Mini doesn't support 4K. So explain. You can send it 4K signals, but it's only going to record 1080. It doesn't support 4K at the moment. You know what I'm saying? So then when you send your stream out, you could tell your stream is doing something, but oh no, I'm not ignoring you, Paul. I can't hear you. What the hell? All right. Rodecaster Pro Secondary, voice activity. I think they can hear me, but I can't hear them. That's weird. Anyway, I'm going to ignore that for right now. I can just watch the side over here in the Discord. They can bleep cameras if I can if I can find them. ATEM Mini is dope for the budget game. ATEM ISO is dope so that you can get in the you can get isolated recordings to a hard drive coming out the end, and then the ATEM Mini, I thought it was Extreme, not Pro, but hey, I could be wrong, because I don't really pay that much attention to that. Oh, you know what, Paul? Man, if you guys can see the shade I'm getting over here in Discord from the moderators, yeah. Thanks, Paul. Jerk. I'm gonna come to San Francisco. We're gonna have the fight. Okay. So anyway, I thought it was Extreme. I didn't think it was Pro, but maybe it's Pro. Anyway, that one just gives you 8 channels and SDI, and I believe Tom has all of them, or maybe he just kept the ISO and the Pro and got rid of the Mini. So live streaming 4K 60. Okay, why? Let's start right here. Let's discuss, why are you streaming in 4K 60? Please tell me, because I know you're not doing video games. So why are you streaming in 4K 60? Then YouTube shows it as 1440. It's because YouTube has not finished processing it yet, or the browser that you're looking at didn't catch it. But normally, after you finish your streams, YouTube will process them, Keely's here, process them, and then after they process them, they will be available. Excuse me, depending on the age of your channel, sometimes your processing can take an entire day before the 4K 60 pops up. So don't be discouraged. I found one thing that's kind of crazy is on the television. Before, Apple recently fixed it, but on older Apple TVs, it wouldn't show 4K no matter what you did. And it was horrible, but they fixed it, and then it's all good in the hood. So now you can do it. So yeah, that there is a possibility that the file that you're working with is still processing, therefore you can't see the 1440 yet. Okay, let me show you how to change an MP4, an MOV to an MP4. It is so amazing. This is going to be the most difficult thing you ever do in a computer, but because you're Gretchen, I'm going to show you how to do it today. Let me go look in my movie section real quick, somewhere where I know I have video on this machine somewhere. Let me find something real fast. Give me like 2 seconds. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, let's show you right here. I got 2 videos. I'm going to go to my desktop, and I'm going to make a new folder. Right click, new folder. Boom, new folder. Okay, inside this new folder, I'm going to put these 2 clips. All right, cool. Let me just double check this new folder. Perfect. Let me shrink these icons a smidge so that you guys can see them. I want you guys to be side by side. What are you doing? Clean up. Boom. All right, let's come here. All right. Anyway, we're gonna leave you guys just like that. Never mind. I can't get it to do side by side, but we'll call it a day. We will call it a day. There we go. All right. Let's take this untitled folder and let's come over here and do a screen share. And then let's pop this primary display finder. Okay. Then we're going to embiggenate this so that Gretchen can see. And then we're going to hit a Command Shift B on Ecamm. And then we're going to put .cam in the corner. Nobody puts baby in the corner. I'm going to switch this to tall. Throw a little border. And then little corner raids because, I don't want nobody to get cut. Bam. All right, Gretchen, we are in the building right here. All right, let me show you. Get your notepad out because this is very important. First thing we fixing to do is let me hit the space bar. You can see that it's making weird audio sounds because of the way my mini is being the mini right now. Let me see if I can fix that so that it doesn't cause that problem, because that problem is borderline obnoxious. Put it right here. Let's see if that works again. This may or may not work. You may or may not be able to hear it, but no biggie.
Ecamm Live is software we use every...
Okay, then this is Ian. It's MP4, right?
Hello, Ian Nancy Gray here.
Okay, you ready? Let me show you how to do this. This is the conversion software. Click on it. Go right here. And then go ahead and say that. And then click on Adrian. And then do like this. Oh, you dummy. Accident. Okay. And then now watch.
Ecamm Live is software we... Hello, Ian Nancy Gray here.
Gretchen, thank you for asking this question. This is something that I scream from the top of the mountains and nobody hears me. I'm glad you brought it up so I can do it again. People get their panties twisted over MP4 being better than MOV and MOV being better than MP4. And let me explain to you the difference between an MP4 and an MOV. Let's for 1 second assume that inside this bottle there's water, right? Well, because there is, right? Let's assume inside this bottle there is water. Why? Because there is. The only difference between an MP4 and an MOV is glass bottle, plastic bottle. That one doesn't make enough noise. Plastic bottle. That's the difference. MP4, bottle, inside, water. MOV, plastic bottle. I could take the water out of this and put it in this. It's the exact same boom, water. Water is water. People do not understand the difference between the Kodak and a container format. MOV and MP4 are container formats. They are simply containers. They are nothing but containers. What you place inside those containers doesn't matter. What the container is just a container. What you put in the container is actually going to be a H.264, H.265, Apple ProRes 444. There's plenty. I can't get all of the format. There's so many formats. It's silly, but the file ending is nothing but an envelope or a container. And the amount of people that twist their panties crooked over which one is better cracks me up, because it's like arguing that the Thunderbird is better than the Camaro or vice versa. They were the same car. One had a electric chicken on the front and the other one did not. That's it. Same. Anyway, boom. I had such a great question. Such a great question. Todd, you're good. You're absolutely good. I do it on a daily basis, and I know you guys have seen me before. Come over here and open up my bandwidth and stats. I stream in 4K sometimes and barely break 10. Today, what are we pulling? Let's investigate. Man, that was such a good question. Good question, Gretchen, because I swear to you, people lose their bananas over this mess. All right, so today I am basically pulling 10 to send you guys a 4K upload. There are days when it barely pulls 5. Like, just you should be fine. You should be fine. You just got to test it. That's what it is. You got to test it. Yeah, that's a good question. Paul, all questions are supposed to start with a Q. I'm joking. A10 Mini Pro, and the A10 Mini Pro ISO. Then there's the A10 Extreme. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. Yeah, I know why you're streaming in 4K, same as me, but the 60 part, that's the part that needs to go. You're adding a whole lot of extra work in bandwidth, where for playing music, no one's going to see the difference between 30, 60. Matter of fact, I would do it in 24 just to give you better bandwidth. Like, the motion is not high enough. I mean, if you're doing close-ups of your hands playing Satriani, maybe you need to be in 30, but there's no reason for you to be in 60 for playing guitar on the stream. It's just silly. It's not that big a deal. So people think that adding more frames per second somehow gives you a better quality. This is a misnomer. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. It's not going to give you better quality. Where 4K 60 looks better than 4K 30 or looks better than 4K 24 is if you're doing something high action like basketball or like football. A baseball game probably never needs, or golf never needs to come out of 4K 30, because what the hell are you looking at in golf at high speed? Nothing. Except for, so yeah, it's not necessary, and you're making your file sizes bigger for no reason whatsoever. And yeah, it's not even that you did it wrong, because even if you prefaced it wrong, go and find her, highlight all of the files, say rename, change the extension, and you're good to go. It takes literally about 5 seconds. Paul, do not give away the answers when I'm doing the demo. No. Why can't you see it? What the heck? Wait, I had it on screen. How could you not see it? Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I'll double check. Thank you, Michael. That's it. It's just a rapper. Like just a rapper. Look at this. Aubrey's showing up with the government name. Come on, Aubs. Come on now. Never tell people that you're coming in late from a doctor's appointment. Nobody cares. Just come in and be good. Thank you. Boom, boom, boom. Not any, good question, Gretchen. Not any file format. Some files are actual files. They're not container files. But in the video spec, they are container files. For like documents and stuff like that, it doesn't necessarily work. Yeah. Yes, that's what Rich is saying right now. If you change from a PNG to a JPEG, that's two different things, right? There are two different types of compression. There's a lot of things, but the video format is a container, and yeah, just a container. And I did that, Rich. I did the long explanation because when I've said many times to people that it's just a container, it doesn't make sense. Like, they don't get that it's a container. So the whole reason why the lengthy explanation is to show you what a container is, because it's super not obvious. And you're right. video formats are probably one of the, I'm not going to think. There's probably some more container files out there, but those are the ones that we run into the most. So those are the ones that we know, like even DivX, right? Your old DivX came in MOV, sometimes AVI. And until the video people got their head together, Windows wouldn't play MOV files. You had to make everything AVI files. And then they got their head out of their butt and they decided to open it up. But it was dumb because they were the same files. Like if you were just a DivX inside or a MPEG 2 file or whatever, it was just silly. So the video consortium got better at making all the things sort of cross contagious. But yeah, it's important to know that for what we do on an everyday basis, video files can do that. Certain calendar formats can do that. So like an ICS versus a CAL file are the same, but not a lot of container files out there. You'd have to Google container files to see what you're talking about. All right. Man, nobody's Camera Junkie is high. Don't listen to that. There's the amount of people that are going to watch somebody playing guitar and go, your hand movements aren't smooth enough. Nah, man. It just doesn't make sense. Like it really doesn't. Just do some redo it yourself without streaming. Record something at 60, record something at 30 and watch it. And then also realize that we didn't have 60 frames a second until a little over 6-7 years ago. And you've watched a metric ton of concerts at 30, right? You've seen it tons. When the famous Jimi Hendrix or Janis Joplin clips, those are recorded at 24 frames a second. And ain't nobody said, oh, I can't see Jimmy's hands. I'm just saying. Like, people get psyched out over craziness, but nah, it's not a thing. No, it's irrelevant. Nobody cares. Don't say that. It's not good. It's like walking into a bar and going, hey, everybody, my Okole itches. It's not important. Have you tested your Camlink Pro? I recently invested in a Decklink Quad for my setup. I might be into that. My Camlinks right now are doing fine. However, when I switch everything over to the Mac Studio, I am expecting there to be some issues because Elgato has not fully addressed the USB 4 Thunderbolt 4 to Camlink situations. And I mean, I guess I kind of understand it because they are still on USB A. Because their market is heavily PC, what would make our lives gorgeous if Camlinks would just become USB-C, or if Camlinks would even become Thunderbolt 3. But I can understand to Elgato, they don't think the market is big enough. So what it's going to take is Blackmagic or somebody else to come up with good USB-C converters. Funny thing, like I was explaining to JFK earlier, you can find on Amazon some of the no-name brands like that, right? You can find the Paul Duncan USB-C capture card, like it exists. So it's just going to be a minute, but hopefully these guys catch up. The further we move down this path to USB-C / Thunderbolt, universal port type situation, maybe they'll get the hint and they'll pull it off. Because even when right now to this day, they're still shipping the extender with a USB-A extender. And it's like, no, at least give 2 extenders. Make one of them a USB-C extender. And yeah. So considering how much better the quality would be if they would just go straight USB-C, I take that back. Let me fix this. The quality would be better if they went all the way Thunderbolt, but they can't because of PC market. Let's just cover that. The reason why Thunderbolt, although the shape is the same, Thunderbolt can definitely do 40 gigs per second, especially Thunderbolt 3.4. It can definitely do 40 gigs per second. USB-C can be 5 gigs per second, 10 gigs per second, period. So by them having the super speed, aka the blue, right? The USB-A 3.1, they're capping it out at 5 gigs per second, which is enough. But talk about headroom, and then it would just be a little bit better if you weren't taking the 5 gigs per second thing and throwing all 5 gigs per second at it. Oh, going back to Dragon's situation, Ken and I have tested extensively. For right now, macOS can't really capture 4K 60. We've tested it. The max we can get out of it is like 40 some odd frames before it starts interpolating and dropping frames. So everybody doing 4K 60 is basically being falsified by their OS, and they just don't even know it. Arby with the government name out here. Yeah, you would have to use it with a Mac Pro, right, Rabbi? Gangster. Guys, I have something incredible coming up. I think we'll find out. We'll find out. I have something incredible landing today from the old UPS man. So, yeah. You get Luis. Luis said, "Me being high had nothing to do with that advice." No, I know, but you live in Miami, so I probably, you know what I mean. You gotta think about it. The answer to the question is Discord. But yes, you can do it. You can do it from Zoom. You don't want to. All right, let's break this down. All right, this is a good conversation. This is going to get a little high level. So you asked for it. Okay, so let's get it. Gospel source. First thing that I think a lot of people don't understand because of the way Zoom works. Zoom has lied to us and given us the false impression that having a bunch of people on screen is really easy. Okay, yeah, I'm going to stick with that. Rabbi David, you're welcome to chime in as I explain this, because I just want to make sure I don't mess any of this up. But Zoom has lied to us and given us the false impression that having a lot of people on the screen is easy. What Zoom does is it uses like 340 signal sometimes. It uses 540, 720 signal sometimes, most cases. Like, you're not coming in of a decent quality, right? So, especially not when your viewers are going to be watching it on a retina display like an iPad or an iPhone, or something high res like a modern Samsung Galaxy or whatever like that, right? You're going to just get really, really bad video quality. Ecamm brings in 5 speakers. If you want to bring in more than that, you can just use Skype. But even Skype, just like Zoom, once you get past 3 or 4 people, it starts lowering the quality for everybody in order to be able to handle everybody, because moving that many pixels is a lot of data. It's a lot of data to trust your bandwidth to handle. So when you watch people do what you're trying to do, here's what they do. I take Mac Mini 1. I put 4 people on it. So I got Keely, Paul, Luis, Rich. They're on that one. I take Mac Mini number 2. Same Zoom call, same Zoom number. I put in Rabbi David, Gretchen, David Hunt, because got to keep all of the Davids together, and then Carlos, right? So that's my next thing. But in the master computer, which is the third computer, they show up in Zoom as it looks like that they're in the same call, but they're actually coming from two separate computers. They're being merged by the third. And then so when you watch the pros do this, they have on average for anyone that's going to be speaking, not just audience, they have 4 people per computer coming in. The reason why we probably I'm not speaking for Kenny Glenn, but I'm gonna guess the reason why we probably stopped at the same amount of people, because that's about how much people you can get before the computer starts wigging out. Because I think people don't really realize live streaming is the second most complicated thing you will ever get a computer to do. It is processing, in Dragon's case, 60 24 megapixel images a second. 20 every 10 seconds. That is 624 megapixel images. Fam, that is a lot to ask your $800 computer to do. That's a lot to ask your Mac Pro to do. So I think people don't realize that because, it's kind of like engine. I know plenty of people that drive that have no idea how cars and transmission works. They just get in and they drive. But when you think about it, you realize what's going on. It does require a ton of power. So the easy way is just open up a Zoom call and just share the screen of the Zoom call. If you need bi-directional conversation, you will need loopback. But the higher quality way is you literally lump them together over multiple Zooms and something called Zoom ISO. It's a lot of work. It's like, is that really what you want to do? Yeah, if you can do it, but you're going to probably need an entire tech team to pull this off. So the bigger question is, audience, like how well will your audience understand a panel of 8? Panels of 8 are pretty deep for any type of panel. I mean, of course, we see it in real life all the time. And even in real life all the time, what normally happens with a panel of 8 is there'll be 2, maybe 3 people who hold the other conversation, and the rest of the people will be decoration. So you got to think about that as well. When you see this happen, just go and Google a bunch of panels and watch what's going on. Like legit critically watch them and realize that more than half the panel is decoration because it's really hard. If everybody is fully alphaed, right? Let's say you got all alpha males. Everybody up there is me. Then it becomes a cluster. I won't use bad words to gospel source. It becomes a cluster because everybody's talking over each other. So, yeah, I would question the overall mechanics. Like, how would that play as far as valuable information to your audience? And if there's not a better way to do it, like an open forum, something like Discord would handle it really well, in my opinion, I think. But Zoom is not it at all. Yeah. There you go. Discord works differently. The more people in the voice chat, the work is the individual user's bandwidth in. If one person has poor internet, only their performance suffers. That's what's cool about that. I definitely think Discord would be a better way. Can you connect 2 or more computers via USB-C, or do you bring them in? I bring them in via NDI. I don't even do any of that. I should use a Cam Link, to be honest with you, Omar, but I just pull it up over NDI. My Mac Studio is not running Ecamm at the second, but let me do this real quick. Ecamm, where'd you go? All right. So I do this constantly, Dr. Omar. Like, I'm up in here. Keely said something. I heard her this time. What'd you say, Keels? Oh, that's so weird. Keely popped in for like a split second, but is when I opened Ecamm. That's so strange. All right, let me go in here. I'm going to do a screen share. And then I'm going to hide the chat. It did? I can hear you now, but you're coming in via system audio because I'm sharing the Discord in 2 seconds. So, Dr. Omar, watch this. When I click on this now, yeah, you can see that Keely and Paul are here on my channel. I'll mute this before I drive y'all crazy. Okay, so I muted them because I'm driving them crazy. But you see what I mean? Like, I literally just do it through the NDI. So I'm on, my computer here. I'm just my regular camera. If I want to see what's going on in the Mac Studio, I have Ecamm open and I am sharing. Oh, I see. Now she's going to put on the camera. Oh, I don't have a camera on this computer. So this is stupid what I just did. Never mind. Stop that. Stop that. Look, you guys can see Keely's face and then she ran away. So yeah, I tend to do it through NDI, but dang it, Keely. I should actually connect it to a Cam Link. It would be better experience, but I literally just pull it over NDI because NDI can do it. Especially my network is built by me. So my home network is pretty solid. I spend a lot of time and energy like mustering up my network. Single board computer with HDMI input on the board, AK24 decoder plus rates. Windows and Apple need to get HDMI input. I can hear you. You know I can hear you guys, right? Because I have you in Ecamm being shared. I'm gonna turn this off. You guys causing trouble. Yeah, I can hear you. All right. I'm gonna say it one more time. I can hear you, Paul. All of the bad stuff you've been saying, now I can hear you. See? You guys, don't set up your Rodecaster Pro so that you can hear your moderators in your ear because they be talking trash. Anyway, I would love it if the manufacturers would put. I would love it if they would put. Okay, let me fix this. Let me mute this. That'd be better. Yeah, okay. Yeah, if they would put capture cards directly on the logic boards, I can tell you, my guess, Michael, the only reason why it doesn't exist to this day has to do with RIAA or, people worried about piracy, which is silly because piracy is going to happen with or without them. So I honestly believe, I think we had it at one point and then it went away. If I go back in my head, I think I remember certain logic boards coming with built-in Hauppauge capture cards back in the day, and it went right out the window because all of the movie companies was worried about DVD piracy. So it's silly because we all suffer now in the game of live streaming and capturing and all of that stuff. We all suffer and we have to fight. But yeah, they should have HDMI capture on the board. That being said, here's the business case why it's a bad idea. It's a good idea for us because we're streamers. Let's be realistic. We are 2% of the market. most normal folks ain't going to use that. So they already complain when, man, this is funny, right? Because I remember these conversations internally. They need to stop shipping these stupid white headphones because nobody used that anyway. Everybody goes out and gets a pair of Beats or a pair of whatever, and blah, blah, blah. And then iPhone 10 comes around. Apple stopped shipping iPhones with white headphones. Oh my God, see, they're just being cheap. They still charging me all this money. And why are there no headphones in the box? I can't believe they don't ship it with headphones in the box. So therein lies the catch-22. If they were to put in capture capabilities and add the extra $50-$60 that it costs to add that to the price of the computer, a whole bunch of people who would never capture anything will lose their minds, will absolutely lose their minds. So the dope part about USB-C ports, there is almost nothing in the world that a USB-C port can't do. USB-C port can't do. It can warm a cup of coffee. It could be an audio interface. It could be a video in. It could be a video out. We've even seen such marvelous technologies such as teledildonics. So, yeah, it's better to just leave the port like the flat thing in Lego. You know, the big green flat 12 by 12, because it could be whatever it needs to be when it needs to be that. And that is the better look, but we all get frustrated because we think that because hubs by Anker and Satechi and these other companies can make a hub with 12 ports, we think that the computer should just have 12 ports. But that's not the same thing. Like a hub and switch ports are not the same thing. They're completely different. Even in networking, you will get some user who will bring a standard hub and throw it into the network and ruin the entire network, because as network people, we're only going to use switch hubs, because switched hubs are managed and I can provide different bandwidth to different ports and I have control over everything. I can see what's going on. If some random user goes in their office and just brings the $40 hub that they brought from Best Buy, they could take the entire corporate network and slow it down because they put in the one crappy hub. Well, most of us know how to protect against that sort of thing, but yeah, it's a thing. And I think a lot of people don't understand that if it were easy for as many people as talk about it, the manufacturers would have done it, but they don't do it because there are limitations. So what I want to explain to people today is you have to know what your limitations are, accept them, and work with that, right? Like everybody keeps wanting something to be simpler, and I understand that. But there's a really good book about Take the Stairs. You'll find more in taking the stairs. Like the easy way out is always not the best way. And I get it, right? I would probably say a whole bunch of what's wrong with going on in our country right now has to do with when we got to TV dinners and fast food. But that's a whole different conversation for a whole different day. You know what I mean? Paul, do you have a border on your picture, or is that border in Discord? Oh, no, he can't hear me. Anyway, I was just curious. All right. I'm going to wrap up questions. You guys got last couple minutes to throw in questions. And then I will probably do a random, like out of nowhere live today, later today, once my secret comes in. Killy is waiting to see if I hate it, which is funny because I've been dying for this. And is going to completely suck because I argue with people. I fought with them on the phone. I had to go through tooth and nail to finally get it. I finally get it. And if I hate it, I'm going to be irritated. I'm going to be super irritated. So there will be some comedy in if I went through all of the hassle to get what I'm getting in the mail today and I hate it. That'll be fun. And then tomorrow, speaking of A10 Mini, tomorrow I'm getting my YOLO Box Pro. It is made it from China to LA, and now it's on its way from LA to here. And it's really stupid that everything that comes to Hawaii from China has to go to LA because of the Jones Act, which is ignorant, and it makes things just take way too much time. We're so close to China, I could have got it in 5 minutes. But, yep, it is processing at UPS facility. I should call UPS and ask them if I could just go get it. Ooh, that'd be even better. Anyway, I'm checking to see if you guys threw any more questions in before we wrap it up. And then I'm going to try to see if my RCP updated to where... No, I'm not giving no hint. I've been talking about this for months. You either paid attention or you didn't. I'm going to send you over here through UPS, but it's just going to be because the box is a good place to hide the remains before I put you in the volcano. Freaking Paul. All right, looks like questions are done. All right, gang, don't forget, the best way to do this is to jump in the Discord. Ooh, I forgot to turn on my widget today. I'm curious if it works. Jump into Discord. If you haven't already done so, you can do that real easy by like popping over to the Discord. There you go. That's how you can get to the Discord. Just scan that baby. You can also go docrock.live/Discord. There's going to be a lot of stuff happening. We're growing. Yeah. Boom. It's just life is going. Hinge Docs. It's Hinge spelled the German way. HENGEDOCK. Hinge Doc. I think that's right. I wonder, my friend Matthew used to work there. I wonder if he's still there. Let me pull this up real quick. The other one is the Vertical Dock by Bridge, BRYDGE. Those would be the two options. Ooh, what just happened? That was Paul. Paul was echoing sound in my ear. I know it. This is cool. All right, gang. I think that was it. All right, let's play some music. Let's get up out of here. See you guys on Saturday. Appreciate you. Pop in the Discord if you got questions. Holla.
City of mine.